Just stay positive. You should be grateful. Everything happens for a reason. Look on the bright side. You've heard these, right? Maybe from a friend, maybe from a stranger on the internet, maybe from yourself. They sound supportive, but sometimes they hurt more than they help. Today we're talking about something subtle but powerful, toxic positivity, and how pretending to be okay all the time might actually be harming your emotional and even physical health. Let's get into it. Let's be clear. Positivity itself isn't the enemy. Hope, optimism, belief in brighter days, we need those things. But there's a line. When positivity turns into a performance, when you feel like you have to smile, have to stay upbeat, have to be grateful even when your world is falling apart, that's not healing, that's pressure. It's like putting glitter on a wound. Sure, it looks prettier, but the wound's still there, and it still hurts. And the worst part? This kind of pressure often comes wrapped in well-meaning advice or Instagram captions, but real healing starts with truth, not hashtags.
Ever tell someone you're having a rough day, and they hit you with, "Just be grateful," and you're like, "Cool, thanks, that fixed everything." Toxic positivity sounds nice, but sometimes it's just emotional gaslighting in a sparkly font. Feeling bad doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're alive. And no, you don't have to turn every breakdown into a breakthrough post. Sometimes, the most honest thing you can say is, "Yeah, today just sucks." Coming up, why stuffing your feelings behind a smile isn't just annoying, it's literally bad for your health.
Let's talk culture. We live in a world obsessed with high vibes, positive energy, gratitude lists, no bad days, aesthetics. But here's the problem. When you only make room for happy, you end up silencing everything else. Sadness, anger, anxiety, they get shoved down, you feel them, but you don't express them. And that gap between what you feel and what you show, psychologists call it emotional dissonance. It's when your outsides say, "I'm fine," but your insides are quietly crumbling. And over time, that gap creates emotional fatigue, mental fog, even physical symptoms like headaches, digestive issues, sleep problems. Because your body doesn't just carry joy, it also carries what you suppress. Here's something wild. Your brain knows when you're faking it. When you force a smile, say, "I'm doing great," while holding back tears, your brain registers a mismatch, and that triggers stress instead of calm. Studies show that emotional suppression can increase your heart rate, raise blood pressure, even spike inflammation markers in your body. Why? Because emotions aren't designed to be buried. They're designed to be processed. Toxic positivity doesn't just lie to others. It teaches you to lie to yourself. And over time, that creates a disconnect between who you are and who you think you're supposed to be. That's not strength, that's survival mode.
You ever fake a smile so hard it gives you a tension headache? Yup, turns out your body knows when you're lying. It's like, "Hey brain, we're pretending to be fine, right?" And your brain's like, "Cool, I'll just flood us with stress hormones and see how that goes." Here's a wild idea. What if strength looked like saying, "I'm not fine, but I'm facing it"? Up next, the real damage behind well-meaning phrases like, "Don't cry," or "You're too sensitive."
Let's break down a few everyday phrases and why they can hurt more than help. Everything happens for a reason. Feels dismissive when someone's in pain. Sometimes things are just hard. At least it's not as bad as comparison isn't comfort. Pain doesn't need to be ranked to be real. You're too sensitive. That's not feedback. It's shaming emotional depth. Don't cry. Be strong. What if crying is strong? What if tears are release, not weakness? When we say these things, even with good intentions, we often invalidate someone else's emotional reality. And emotional invalidation? It's one of the quietest killers of self-worth and mental resilience.
Quick reminder, you don't owe anyone a constant vibe check. Not your boss, not your followers, not even your morning mirror self. Some days, the most powerful thing you can do is tell the truth. Not because it's pretty, but because it's real. Toxic positivity wants performance. Healing wants honesty. And honesty? That's where the good stuff begins. Let's close this episode out and give ourselves permission to feel all of it.
So what's the alternative? Real emotional health doesn't mean good vibes only. It means all vibes welcome. It says, feel what you feel. Let it pass through. Your tears are not a problem. You're allowed to hurt and still have hope. Because true resilience doesn't come from faking okay. It comes from facing your truth and still choosing to move forward. It's not either or. You can be grateful and angry, hopeful and tired, strong and scared, all at once. That's not weakness. That's being beautifully, fully human. So if you're tired of pretending, if the smile feels forced, if your gratitude list feels more like pressure than peace, here's your permission slip. Say it. Say, I'm not okay. That doesn't make you negative. It makes you honest. And honesty is where healing begins. You don't have to be positive all the time. You just have to be real with yourself, with others, with your journey. Thanks for spending this time with me. Next week, we're diving into a topic I know many of us wrestle with: why we hustle nonstop even when we don't need to, and how the obsession with productivity might be stealing our joy. Until then, let yourself be human. No fake smiles required.